also lost levels. He has a world record in 80%. And overall, I mean, it's a great player, but I think that marikh has all that needs to be a threat for Tecate.
For sure. And looks like we're off. Both players foregoing the 1/1 mushroom. So it's always interesting right off the bat in this game to see how players handle the early stuff, because the first few levels can be super, super trivial, but with both players not grabbing the power-up in 1/1, that actually makes 1/2 one of the harder levels in the game.
Exactly. There are 2 pipe jumps and a pretty tight jump, which is coming up very soon for both players. And actually, marikh seems like decides to take the power-up at the beginning, which is a kind of a safest play. Oh, okay, decide to play very soon.
Oh, and he's doing the bustin' up strategy. Excellent. So yeah, 1/2 power-up, and then he does the bustin' up. Very interesting strat there. Tecate went with the just the all-out fast small strats and did not make any mistakes and ran through the level very quickly.
He decided not to do the wall jump, the pipe jumps. I cannot blame him for that. It's a pretty risky maneuver, and if you miss that pipe jump, you get back to the very beginning of the level, because the checkpoint is actually after that very pipe. So
right, and it's right after that super tight jump underneath the choke point, and so you don't really want to have to try that again.
No, exactly. So, but players are playing smart and doing the strat they know the best. I think marikh is gonna go for small fire, because I saw him a little bit streaming, and he was practicing small fire Mario before the race, so I'm expecting him to try for the small fire Mario glitch.
Interesting. Tecate, meanwhile, stops for the power-up, however, didn't get the super sick grab on it, and had to avoid that fire bar there.
Yeah, and the fact that he slowed down so much, it means that the next firebars will be not aligned, so you will have to wait quite a bit of time in order to pass those without taking any damage. Yep. He's gonna lose a little bit of time.
marikh successfully sets up small fire as well. So if you guys haven't seen this glitch, what happened was marikh just hit Bowser and the axe on the same frame, which had the game register that he got hit and reduce his HP, but it didn't have time to actually make him small. So he entered Biggie Smalls state, where he looks like large Mario but doesn't have any health. Then when you pick up a mushroom, you become small Mario, who can take a hit. And then when you grab firepower, you still just get the firepower palette swap, and boom, now you're small Mario, but you can shoot fireballs.
Yeah, the benefits from having a small hitbox and the benefits from having the firepower. They're all in one, so it's pretty convenient, especially for races.
Yep, the only super risky thing about it is that if you do take a hit, then you revert to that Biggie Smalls status where you have this giant big doofus Mario hitbox, but if you get hit, you die instantly. Exactly. It's a very risky state to be in. Yeah. That said...
For both players, the bottleneck, the infamous bottleneck 2-2, Tecate, no problems with that. Pretty easy pattern, not too many chips on blopper. Let's see, marikh. It's a pretty standard pattern.
He did the strategy that I like to do, which is to shoot a couple fireballs to bounce off the checkpoint and take out anything that's in there. Very, very good strat there.
Yes. Ooh, that chip in between, close to the coral, was pretty nasty for Tecate, but he managed it pretty well. Same chip for marikh.
Yeah.
He didn't manage to shoot him in time, and he takes a hit. That's a pretty problematic hit, because now there's 3-3. There are a lot of flying chips, and with that big hitbox and with the it cannot even take damage, so that can be pretty risky for him. Let's see how he will handle it.
For sure, we will. Yep, exactly. And one thing I did want to mention about small fire also is that if you die, everything is fixed and the glitch is no longer active.
Yeah, you need to redo it at another Bowser. So it's gonna take a lot of time to rebuild it. So of course, if you play small fire Mario, you have big advantages of having a small hitbox and fire, but at the same time you have...
So marikh did a good job grabbing the power up and exiting the level as small big Mario. However, he when you grab the power up in the cheap bridge levels, it very frequently sets you up for a 6 on the timer, which it looked like he started to slow down at the last moment, but it wasn't enough, and the Mario had too much momentum and still hit the flagpole on the 6.
Yeah. In the meantime, Tecate just beat 2-4, no problems, and marikh also did a pretty quick power-up rebuild. That fire flower that he picked in this level was pretty insane. He actually clipped through that block, so pretty good job.
Yeah,
so
it looks good.
marikh is just less than a level behind Tecate, so it's still a pretty open race. We are just at the beginning, so everything can happen.
Right, they might not be synced, but this is very, very close, and they're really only one mistake away from each other.
Yeah, exactly. And marikh recovered pretty well, apart from the fireworks on that mistake he did into the shoot. It was pretty unlucky there, I would like to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. There it is.
So now Tecate is going to have to recollect power-ups here, and we will see just how much of the gap that closes for marikh. So it looked like he slid off a platform that I normally see people jump off of, and it put him just down in front of a Koopa.
Yeah. I think he actually his fingers slipped from the jump button. He wasn't able to react in time to trying to kill that Koopa and took a hit. It's not a big deal because here you can recover power-ups pretty quickly. There's this mushroom and then there's another one in 3-4. So it's not gonna lose too much time, but marikh for sure will catch up a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
I like this strat that Tecate does, passing underneath that Koopa. I found it, every time I see him doing that, I get scared. What are you doing?
Oh!
No!
marikh also missed a jump off of that tree. He landed on the moving platform, but didn't react with the jump fast enough, and ended up taking a death. So that's really important for marikh because now his small fire setup is no longer valid, and he's back to just normal Mario. Tecate with a too small of a jump over that fire bar, taking these Potaboos really safely now.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a smart move from Tecate. He actually, I think he misread a little bit the fireball pattern and just took a hit. And from that moment, he decided just to play safe.
Yep.
Which is a fair move, especially. I don't blame him, especially after these kind of little mistakes that you can have here and there during your run. You have some moment where you just have to play a little bit safer because everything else becomes even more harder. So I don't blame him for being safe. In the meantime, marikh took another hit at the Bowser fight.
Yeah, he went for the slide under the Bowser, but I'm not sure if the Bowser landed on him or if he just stood up too soon underneath. But yeah, he ends up taking a hit, but did make it through the castle safely. Then, interestingly enough, did not grab the first power-up in 4-1, so I wonder what we're seeing here. Does that mean that you think he's going to be going for small fire again? That he's going to try to set it back up?
marikh, I don't think at this point he will try to. I don't know. I don't really know. He could in 4-4. There are a couple of power-ups coming up for him. I don't really know. I don't know. I never played small fire marikh, so I don't know if that's convenient or not.
Tecate going top route in 4-2, but yeah, there's 2 power-ups in 4-1 that marikh didn't grab. So I'm just wondering if that's foreshadowing a small fire setup. Whoa! He just did a weird wall jump trying to grab that power-up that actually kind of messed up his momentum just a little bit. Yeah,
and yeah, he decides to go for the top route. No blame for the top route. I mean, the top route is just a couple of frames lower than the bottom route, and at the end of the day, there's no really difference between the two. So just pure aesthetics and
and I think if you jump just right, it's actually not any frames slower. It's just kind of hard to get the exact right jump to get back down.
And let's see if Tecate gets the sky boots. It's hard to say. We'll see how fast will be the transition to the next level. He didn't get it. So basically, this is something that you can do to save a frame rule. When you play 4-3 perfectly, you can land on a specific pixel on the flagpole, on the flagpole basement. That pixel makes you actually reach the castle a little bit faster and fast enough to save another frame. Tecate that didn't hit that pixel.
Yeah, it's one of those weird times where if you grab, you can be 1 pixel higher on the flagpole, which gets you to the castle 1 frame faster, which happens to save you 21 frames because it's Super Mario Bros.
For a moment, yeah, exactly. For a moment, I thought Marikh was about to do the wall jump because he actually approached that part as he was about to do a wall jump. So I thought, oh wow, he's really gonna do that? So in the end, he did not. Unfortunately, took a hit here in 4-4.
Yeah, Marikh got hit by a really nasty Podoboo there.
Yeah, and 4-4 Bowser is probably the hardest one because there's a lot there at the bridge. There's a fireboard, there's a Podoboo that jumps randomly, there are fire tongues. It's a pretty hectic spot, and taking a hit here is really easy,
Yeah, absolutely. The 4-4 Bowser, I'd say, is one of the more difficult ones. There's just so much business around him.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tecate is really cruising now. He got fire back up, and World 5 has not posed much of a threat for him so far.
345 clean. I think the cannonball at the beginning shot, but Tecate was able to react to that pretty well. So that's why he didn't get 47. Okay. Oh wow, what a dodge!
Yeah, Marikh powered up on the mushroom in the beginning, and then it looked like he jumped just right where the Hammer Bro jumped up into his feet. That was beautiful.
That's really important because that dodge actually keeps him into the game. There's only a level of difference between the two, so this can still be everybody's race.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean we're on World 5, so this is kind of the start of the real swings that can happen. We see Tecate doing the Mr. Goodbar strat, and how are Mr. Marikh's bullet?
Okay, now Tecate is in a scary spot because you don't know where those fire tongues gonna shoot. I always get scared when I took the hit so early here in this level because the final part after the Podoboos is so hard as small Mario because it's very hard to predict where the fire tongue's gonna be. And it's very easy to take a death without being really able to avoid it. So
yep,
that was scary. That was
yeah. 5-4 is personally I think 5-4 is the hardest Bowser approach and Bowser.
Ooh,
and both Marikh and Tecate got they both took hits, but made it through.
Oh, that was really unfortunate. That was really unfortunate. I think that either press B a frame too late, or the fireball just jumped over the spiky.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
Tecate, this is a big problem because 6-2 without the fire flower is a pretty hard level, and there's only one power up to take.
Yeah, absolutely. This is huge. Because 6-1 is, as we always say, it's a level that you vary. Oh, Marikh isn't going for fire.
This is a weird choice. Probably doesn't feel safe enough to take that fire flower, which is not that easy. And sometimes, as we saw, the Lucky 2 can troll you in very bad ways, as it happens to Tecate, unfortunately. So we'll try to take it next level.
I haven't seen this, but I kind of like it. It looks like he's gonna fire up right here instead of when the Lakitu is throwing spinies. I like that.
Yeah, it's a fair choice. I mean, if that maneuver is hard, don't get me wrong, it's very hard. So I actually like Marikh's choice. It makes a lot of sense, definitely.
Tecate, by the way, got the funny fanfare with the star.
Yeah, he also took the very tight jump here in 6-3. That jump is very, very tight, and you need to duck and then jump at probably the very last pixel of that platform in order to make it. So it's pretty scary every time.
Yeah, and this is really interesting because now we're seeing significantly less than a level of difference between these two. Also, Marikh has fire, so
exactly.
This race is getting closer.
This is a pretty hard fire flower to take the side.
Oh wow!
To take it.
Okay,
wow.
So Tecate went for the fast strat at the beginning of 6-4, but then didn't grab the power up, but gave up on the power up so that he could still get the good bars. But then didn't trust that he was fast enough to do that and stopped for him anyway.
Got also really lucky that that Podoboo jumped lower. No, that's unfortunate.
Marikh went for safe strats at the beginning of 6-4, But, oh man, he just got the business.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for marikh. He tried to play super safe, staying on the top of that block where there's nothing that can hit you. But in the meantime, he just slipped over to the left and landed on a fireball. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, especially because then the Podoboo jumped up just as he tried to go over the pit, and he lost his mushroom that he grabbed. So yes, that was a series of events for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see now marikh how decides to tackle 7-1. Nice first frame jump after the power up in the meantime. And yeah, let's see if the Amel brothers will be mercy with marikh, and if he in case decides to go for the power up here, he decides to take the fire flower.
He does. Now this is huge. So Tecate is small in 7-2. Marikh is going in with firepower, which will be really big if he can carry it. Because the big thing is that if you're small in 7-2, like if you get hit or if you go in small, you can't get firepower until level 8-2. And level 8-1 is a heck of a lot easier with firepower.
Yeah, Tecate didn't really trust that blopper. You can try to pass over him without slowing down, but it's super hard.
This blooper!
It's giving
him the business!
Wow, nice job, Tecate. That was absolutely scary. And marikh here, the bottleneck, did a pretty good job. Pretty crowded button!
Oh! He tried to go between those bloopers. It would have been so sick if he pulled it off.
Yeah.
But, it was
marikh is having so many opportunities to catch up definitely with Tecate, but for a reason or another, it always ended up losing the power up on the like a second before actually catching up definitely with Tecate. That's very unfortunate. Tecate is having a lot of troubles.
Tecate just did a really nice cheap dodge. One of those cheaps was really rough.
Yeah, but marikh is having a lot of opportunities to catch up, and he tried the Farpool glitch and he didn't get the D70 pixel, it seems, because he landed directly on the top of the flagpole.
Yeah, so this whole race, Tecate has been just a little bit in the lead, and just so many opportunities are being given to close the gap.
Yeah, do you know what it means? That both players are about to enter World 8 as small man. We're gonna see a crazy end, because right now it's how can I say, it's like a deathmatch, you know. Whoever dies at this point in World 8 may be out of the tournament, because remember that this is loser bracket. Whoever loses is out. So
yeah, and
it's gonna be pretty thrilling.
Yes. Yeah, because they're only a half a level apart right now, and the big thing about World 8 is that these are the longest levels in the game, which also have no continue points or checkpoints. So any death from if the person in front dies, it immediately swings the race over to the other side.
Yes. So I'm really excited about the ending of this race, because I don't know what to expect right now. Everything can happen. I mean, Tecate is really experienced at doing World 8 as small Mario, because he did a lot of any percent, so he knows the safe strats and he's very experienced. But this is World 8, this is very hard, so everything can really happen.
Yeah, and marikh does have some any percent experience as well, so it is really interesting to see both players in World 8 small now, right? Because they've both had experience with it.
Yeah, this is the very first big step for Tecate, 8-2, which is already a hard level, but with small Mario it's even harder, with the pressure of being in a race. He decided to go for the mushroom. That's definitely a good choice. I mean, the end of this level is pretty steep. There's this jump which is really hard. I mean, if you play safe, there's...
Oh no! So that section with the 3 Koopas and the bullets is notorious. Oh, he's going for bullet bill glitch.
No!
Oh, he got flagpole glitch though.
He missed by a pixel. That was.
But he got flagpole glitch. So what we saw there is he did not have to wait for the flag to come down. Now he did have to wait for the bullet though, so he ultimately lost time. But still.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. Did Marikh try to go for...
Marikh thought about it.
For a moment he thought, okay, I'm gonna do a flag pull glitch. Oh my god, here Tecate with a pretty scary hammer situation. He decided to take both down safely and take that mushroom. I don't blame Tecate for this choice. At this point, really, the only thing that matters is truly finishing.
Yes.
To skip the 5 tower. But that's fine, I mean, even if he takes a hit here, he will still most likely gonna play a -4, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think Tecate wants safety right now. He's not looking to get firepower. He just wants to not die, which exactly worked out for him. So now both players are entering 8-4, small.
Yeah.
So Marikh does need Tecate to give him one more chance here.
Yeah. Even if Tecate messes up a lot, like the wall jump, or gets a wrong warp, a bad wrong warp, I mean, Marikh is not that far, so let's see. See Tecate, the wall jump, he gets it.
Nails the wall jump.
Perfect wall jump from Tecate.
Marikh approaching the wall jump now as well. Nails it as well.
It. Wow. Marikh can definitely see Tecate entering into the water section right now. Marikh can see Tecate first bottleneck of the water stage. He's seeing
so Marikh got a better turnaround. His turnaround room was a little bit better.
Oh my god, this is nerve-wracking.
Challenges the Podoboo, has to wait for Bowser, and he gets it.
He gets it. Tecate wins this incredibly thrilling and dramatic race with a time of 20 minutes and 57 seconds, and Marikh finishing like 8 seconds after 21:05.
Yeah, Marikh. He also challenged the Podoboo, also got a bad Bowser, still finished it up. That was great.
They both played a great 8-4. So in the end, Marikh was really close also because Marikh did a perfect 8-3, challenged all the Hammer brothers, and he didn't have any problem. A small Mario. I mean, that's a lucky shot at that point because I mean, if you see a Hammer brother on your way, it's basically done. So, and with that, he catch up. He could have a lot just there in 8-3. In the end, you see just 8 seconds of difference. That race was crazy, man. Crazy race.
Yeah, that was excellent. Really enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, it just kind of stayed right there, so close the entire time. We didn't have any like swings back and forth. It was always slightly in Tecate's favor, but only slightly, because things just kept happening to both of them.
It looks like we have Tecate here with us. Hi Tecate, GG, great race. Wow, that race was crazy, man. That race was absolutely crazy, man. So many scary moments. So many points where the lead was about to get reversed because Marikh was getting closer and closer, and then something really bad was keeping happening to him. And in this way, he also always kept a little bit of gap, a little bit of advantage compared to Marikh. But in the end, wow, Marikh saved a lot of time. He had a pretty perfect 8-3, and you ended up in 8-4 very close. At some point, you were in the water section at the same moment. So, wow, scary race. GG Tecate, and also GG to Marikh. He decides to join the interview.
Yeah, good game to Marikh. I know it was a pretty close race. I think it ended only maybe 10 seconds apart in the SRL SRL rings. So yeah,
8 seconds.
Pretty close, but yeah, I never got comfortable that whole race. My warm up was pretty rough, and so I think I'm just worn out. I have to leave for GDQ tomorrow, so just a lot going on, and we tried to squeeze this race in before GDQ because I know I'm going to be gone for about almost 2 weeks now. So just lucky to have advanced, but yeah, it was a rough race. I think I felt pretty good once I finally powered up in 4-2, and then from 4-2 to 5-4 was fine. I took that hit in 5-4, but I usually don't mind because there's 2 power-ups in World 6. And I got the power-ups, but I got one of
No,
those
you-
Spinies right in front of my face, and so I tried shooting him, and I guess the fireball just barely missed him or something. So I ended up losing my power up immediately after getting it. So that was kind of a bummer. And then I had to play the rest of the race kind of in a situation I didn't really want to, because had to get Big Mario in 6-2. Tried to get fire in 6-3, but I couldn't. Or sorry, 6-4, but I couldn't. And so then I had to go 7-1 as Big Mario. Took a hit because I got the bad bros at the end there, and then just had to play the rest small.
Yeah. One of the most scariest moment of the run was in 7-2, when you didn't trust that blopper, because he usually can actually zoom over that blopper, but as a pretty scary maneuver to do, so you decided
Yeah,
to
I mean,
lure
I
him
couldn't
down.
go right over him because I had to slow down a little bit before, so he actually wasn't in his normal position where you can go straight over him, because I had slowed down, so he had already climbed up to the top a little bit quicker, and I just couldn't get him to go the other way. I was trying to lure him the other way. I should have just stopped and faced right and just let him keep going to the right, I guess, but that was a big time loss.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I mean, I was putting myself in your clothes and saying, "Oh my god, this is very annoying. This is so frightening for Tecate." And man, not so. Imagine if you got hit there, you would have lost a lot of time.
I was just gonna
Glad for
say
you
it.
that.
Whenever it seems like whenever you have to like really just stop and just wait for something, and it just feels terrible, it seems like you always get hit afterward and die.
You know, I actually think because I just passed a checkpoint, I think getting hit and dying may actually have been faster than standing there for 40 in-game seconds.
Probably. I mean, that moment, marikh was really close. By the way, we have marikh here with us, so GG to marikh, and thanks for the awesome race. You had a pretty great fight, and you ended up very, very close. I mean, that was unfortunate for a couple of extra hits it took along your way. That really sets you behind. But this race was close, was pretty close all the time. So very, very nice job from both of you guys. So
thanks. And congrats to Tecate, of course. GG.
Yeah, GG, marikh. That was a very good, close race.
Yeah.
It was much closer in the end than I expected. I saw that you had some problems in 8-3, and I got lucky there that small Mario, I guess I gained some time there, but I messed up 3-3. I don't know. Never happened in practice, but yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That happens more often than you think, because it's very easy to just press A like a frame before and missing the jump, and then you land on that platform, and at that point reacting in time is incredibly hard. So that death is more frequent than you think.
I mean, it happened before, but still, it's costly mistake, because I lose small fire and I have to use backup strats. I then don't do the duck jump on the elevator in 5-4, and so I lose even more time regaining the power-ups, and then I also got hit in 7-2 because of the larger hitbox, so it's like and losses that come with it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of unlucky shots for both of you.
Yeah.
Apart from 8-3, I mean, when you challenge 8-3 small Mario like that, knowing the frame rule, because usually when you do that in any person, you know the patterns in advance. But of course, there was no way to know that. So
I mean, I thought I had to go for it because I was behind. So
yeah, that was definitely. I mean, that was the right move at that point, to just go in and pray for everything. Pray for the best. That's definitely the move to do there. So yeah, was quite a race. It was pretty fun to watch and pretty fun to commentate, I'd say. So thanks both of you guys, and let's have a look at the bracket at this point. Unfortunately, marikh, for you the tournament ends here. So, but you had a pretty good run. So I mean,
yeah, two very good races. Very good job, marikh.
Thanks. I mean, I'm not really too happy, but it's fine. But I hope to get a like a sub 21, but I was close in both races, so it's fine.
Yeah. And for Tecate, Tecate moves the next loser round 3. And your opponent is quite the opponent because he will face the loser between Xerox Fiend and Rupert.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna have.
you will pick a pretty tough opponent for sure. So.
Yeah, so the admins of this tournament, Xerox and Rupert, myself and TJK. So I'm guaranteed to play another admin. So we're gonna have admin on admin action.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. I love both Xerox and Rupert. So I'm looking forward to playing either one. And they're racing on Monday. That's gonna be an awesome race. I'm gonna be at GDQ, so I'm gonna try to watch it, sneak out and watch the Xerox and Rupert race. And yeah, I don't have a preference for facing either one of them. I want both of them to succeed, and I also would love to play both of them. So I've obviously raced Xerox a lot of times, but I've never raced Rupert. So it'll be interesting either way because of the familiarity Xerox and I have with each other, and then the unknown of me facing Rupert, just because I know Rupert's so incredibly consistent that I'll have to, if I play Rupert, I'm gonna have to not make as many mistakes as I made here. So Xerox, that one I know he and we have some good races, so I know that one will be good as well.
I used to practice it together a lot. I saw a lot of races between you broadcast live on your Twitch channel. So yeah, you know pretty well each other. So I mean, if it would be Xerox Fin, your opponent, it's gonna be an awesome race. But also if Rupert will be your opponent. Rupert got 4th place last year, so. And this is actually, I mean, you know, getting 4th place in a tournament like this is not something that, I mean, it means it truly proves he's a strong runner. So definitely not gonna be an easy one for you, whoever your opponent will be. So yeah, kind of looking forward to that match. Honestly, it's gonna be pretty good.
All right, and speaking of Xerox versus Rupert, we have a bunch more races coming up. There's one later today at 7 Eastern between Mars and Dodgemaster Dooley. But then we've got 2 races tomorrow at 9 and 11 p.m. On Saturday, we've got 3 races. Just tons and tons more Mario.
Mm-hmm. And the commentators will fight each other also next Saturday. But yeah. And yeah, there's basically all the round winner bracket round 2 matches starting from Friday. We're gonna have Kaku versus GTS, and from there all the other ones. So I think that for like Monday with the match between Xerox Fin and Rupert, we should have. Oh, there's only Roy versus Darby on Thursday. So for next Thursday we will have all the match of the round of 16 completed and played. So looking forward for a great weekend of incredibly awesome races between awesome runners. I mean, there are all the best are there, so it's gonna be incredible. So yeah, I think that if you, Tecate and Marikh, don't want to add any further comments, I think we are approaching the end of the at least the end of this part of the stream, because there's gonna be another interview for the Spanish channel, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know, Dash, you probably have the grasp better than me, so I think we should have a Spanish stream. I don't know how it works for now. There's gonna be a Spanish interview in the Speed Gaming Espanol chat. I don't know if I can put it here. So yeah, thanks Tecate for joining us, and also Marikh, I think if you wanna join the Japanese the Spanish commentary, you can do it, and you can probably follow the instructions from other speed gaming stuff. And yeah, and I think that from me and Dash Retro is all right. So I think we can. I don't know how it works right now, honestly. So I guess we just leave the stream, and so I don't know. They told us not to shut down the stream, so I think that we should be it. So from me and Dash Retro, I think that's all. So see you guys for more races in next days. We have a week and plenty of races, so see you soon.